Begin recording.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Vashawn Jones, visionary of Fedora Outlier LLC, and today we're going to talk about Safari. It's like a jungle sometimes, but we're going to keep from going under. And the questions that you have wondered about has to do with the menu structure and the way Safari is laid out and how best to navigate it to get the results that you want. And so we're going to briefly go over a lot of the settings so that you can have the experience that you need. And as always, if you implement the best of what I go over here, then you too will be able to master your software. So let's get into it. If you haven't seen part one, which dealt with the Safari preferences, it's a foundation. So go back, watch that video, come back here, and let's make it happen. So I'm gonna go over to
Show slash hide
Safari,
preferences. Safari. Fedora Outlier LLC. Better than excellent assistive technology.
and of course I'm on Fedora Outlier LLC's webpage. So the only thing that we're going to go over is the menus to make sure that you understand how they work, why they work, when to trigger certain actions, and kind of my best practices that I've been teaching for the last 15 years on the Mac. VOM will bring up the menu bar. If you don't know how to properly navigate a menu bar, first letter navigation, that whole thing, you might want to look at one of our courses or private teaching. But the first thing that you're going to run across, besides the Apple menu that's everywhere,
Menu bar. Apple.
is the Safari menu.
Safari. Safari. Menu. About Safari.
You got About Safari, that's going to tell you when it was created, the current WebKit updates, all of that great stuff. Most people don't go into the About. It's not germane to what they're trying to do. And also make note that I'm not trying to skip over anything. It's not anything that I don't know. It's just the most commonly used features, and some that are not common but are useful that we'll be going over. So if I skip over anything, it's because we're going to either take a deep dive into it, or it's probably like 1% of 1% of the people who use it. Like, I mean, honestly, how many times have you been in the About menu? Probably hardly ever, but that's what's there.
Safari extensions. Ellipsis.
Safari extensions, and that's an Ellipsis. It will open up a website that will give you a variety of extensions. So extensions take what the capabilities of an app is and extend the functionality of it. And so you'll get different extensions like Facebook. You'll get YouTube extensions that allow you to maybe convert a video into MP3 that you're watching on Safari. It's just a whole gallery of extensions, some paid, some not, some accessible, some not. That's the world that we live and work in. Play too.
Preferences. Ellipsis. Command, comma.
And we've already went over preferences. Command comma is the universal all over the Mac to get to the preferences of any application. And notice that when you go up,
Safari extensions. Ellipsis. About Safari.
there's no keystroke. Most commonly, command comma, they tell you
Safari preferences. Ellipsis. Command, comma.
right there. All right, let's go down.
Settings for this website. Ellipsis.
All right, settings for this particular website. You can enable, disable variety of things like loading images and different things dealing with the view. And maybe you want this to open up in full screen, or you don't. Just the various settings specific to the website that you're on, not necessarily the global aspect of Safari.
Clear history. Ellipsis.
Clear history. If you don't want the history of where you've been to show up, then you can clear that with a couple of keystrokes here. I like to keep it on because guess what? When I'm thinking of a website and I only know the first couple of letters, that history is very important to me, but clear at your own risk.
Services. Submenu.
All right, services is something we're going to actually cover in the Finder portion coming up in late July and throughout the month of August. It's a universal thing that's in pretty much all of Apple's and other third-party apps, and we're going to definitely cover that where it'll actually make a bit more sense.
Clear history ellipsis.
All right, so let's go over. We got
File menu.
the file menu. So here,
New window command N.
a new
November.
window. You know what that is?
New private window command shift N.
A new private
November.
window is once you use it and close it, it's gone. You want it to be private. You don't want anyone searching your computer and seeing the cats that you were looking up. Then, search privately and then be done with it.
New tab command T.
New
Tango.
tab.
Open file ellipsis command O.
All
Oscar.
right. Open file. That's kind of self-explanatory. Now, why would you want to open up a file while you're in Safari? Well, if you're doing research and you need to add some things to a particular file, then it's a quick way to be able to do this from within Safari. Hundreds and hundreds of other use cases, just one off the top of my head.
Open location ellipsis command L.
All right.
Lima.
Command L, the most commonly used feature on Safari is to be able to open up the address bar. And so that is built into my muscle memory with the command L.
Close window command W. Whiskey.
Close window, universal command, we know.
Close all windows command option W. Whiskey.
Close all the windows. And that's something I actually need to start using. I do it all the time, but you know what I do? I press command W, command W, command W, command W when I could just press
Close all windows command option W.
command option
Whiskey.
W, and then all of them are closed at one time. So I'm a big fan from playing the saxophone. The less movement of my fingers, the faster I can go. And so the less amount of times that I press command W, command W, command W, and I could have just pressed it once and did what I needed to do, because I have about 20 windows open usually from going from here to there. Very, very simple.
Close tab dimmed. Save as ellipsis command S.
So close
CR.
tabs. Save as. If
Notification
you
center.
shut
Backup
up.
failed.
I don't care about the backup. If you want to save the current website as, say, even though PDF is a little bit further down, you can save it as a HTML file, send it to someone else. They can open it up. A variety of different save options. Okay, let's go ahead. Backup failed. I get it, and I know why it failed. Because I'm working on networking. All right, and so you can save it. And another reason for it being able to save a web page is things constantly change. Wikipedia stuff changes, and you might want to save that information because you could literally come back minutes later and it's different. So you might want to look at saving it, because bookmarking a page is going to bring it up in its current state, not where it was when you bookmarked it. So if any changes were made, you don't have the old stuff. You have what's been changed when you may have wanted the older stuff. So keep that in mind.
There isn't enough space on Voshon's airport time capsule.
All right, I know. I'm gonna get to it.
There isn't enough space on Ecam Live, Finder, Safari.
All right,
There isn't enough space on Voshon's menu extra, UA mixer engine, menu extra.
let's go back
Notifications,
to.
Ecam Live, Finder, Safari, Safari.
All right,
Menu bar, Apple, file, edit, paste and match style, file, new window, new, open, close window, command double, close tab, dimmed, save, share, submenu.
all right. Share. All right, so you can share the web page to all your social media, Facebook, YouTube, a variety of different options there, Periscope, wherever you want to share to. Whatever plugins you have enabled that allows for sharing would go here. This will vary depending on what you have enabled on your computer.
Export as PDF ellipsis.
And remember, I told you if we just wanted to make this an easy thing, you want to export the page as a PDF. That's an actual more simpler way of doing it. If you just know that you want an accessible PDF of a particular website.
Open in dashboard ellipsis, dimmed.
All right, open in dashboard. Never have opened anything in dashboard. Dashboard is something that has been in the Mac for decade or more and don't really use it. Is there anyone out there that uses the dashboard? Let me know how, when, and where, and I'll be happy to join in that conversation with you.
Import from submenu.
All right, you can import the different items from a variety of places. This is kind of important here. So I'm gonna go into the submenu.
Import from submenu Google Chrome ellipsis.
From Google Chrome. Let's say you wanted something from using the Google versus Safari.
Bookmarks HTML file ellipsis.
The bookmark HTML file, I use that often,
Bookmarks HTML file ellipsis.
and that's the only two that I
File menu import from submenu.
import different things from.
Export bookmarks ellipsis.
You can export your bookmarks and send them out in different formats. Never really found that useful except for when I'm updating back in the day a computer and everything didn't get updated and we needed to export and import into another computer. Now it's pretty much a thing of the past unless you need to export them and give them to someone else or just use it for archival backup purposes.
Print ellipsis command key.
We know
Papa.
what print is. If you don't know what print is, then yeah, you definitely need to look into the Mac Foundations course.
Print ellipsis command key.
All right, now bump
Papa.
means that's it.
Edit menu.
The edit menu we're gonna pretty much skip over. It's everything that has to do with editing. Nothing new to see there.
View menu.
The view is very important. How are you viewing Safari? So
Checkmark always show toolbar in full screen. Dimmed.
already always have always show the toolbar in full screen. The toolbar we'll go over at the end here, but it's big. It's there. Full screen. It's there.
Customize toolbar ellipsis.
You can customize it, take out different things, add a variety of things. I don't use that a lot simply because we have keystrokes to get to pretty much everything that I need to, and it's more of a visual thing rather than a functional thing for me. But I do use the toolbar depending on where I'm at in Safari, so I always keep that open.
Show favorites bar command shift B. Bravo.
Show favorites bar. So these bars appear on your Safari window for ease of access, and they have key commands such as Command Shift B to be able to quickly get to them. And so they're toggles, and I like to, when I'm needing it, toggle it on, and when I don't, I toggle them off. Now notice when it says show, that means that's what you're about to do. You're about to allow it to appear. And so whenever it's on show, that means it's not showing now and you need to enable it.
Show tab bar.
Show tab bar works the same way except with the tabs.
Show status bar command slash.
Same thing with status bar. I don't show the status bar because I don't really need it. That was back when internet was slow and you wanted to see the percentage and all that. Now I can literally load a page in about a second and a half.
Show sidebar command shift L.
The sidebar is pretty useful whenever you need things that are located in a sidebar or the functions that you're needing is in the sidebar and you want to be able to quickly get to those.
Show bookmarks sidebar command control 1.
And of course we have the bookmarks sidebar, which is something that I go to often, but a lot of times the sites that I do go to often are things that I can just press a keystroke and get to just as easily. So it goes back to making things a lot less keystroke needed, meaning I don't have to go here, go there to get what I want. Just press a keystroke.
Show reading list sidebar command control 2.
All right, and so we have the reading list sidebar, which is there. Different things that you save in your reading list is there. I usually save it in favorites because I don't like separating things. This is my reading list. This is my this is my bookmarks. This is and it's just a bunch of visual places that I don't have to go if I don't need to.
Show reader command shift R. Romeo.
Show the reader. The reader is something that you can click on and it'll automatically read the text, usually of an article or various large chunks of text with just a keystroke.
Show tab overview command shift backslash.
All right, don't really need to see the tab overview. I don't need to know what's open, but if you do, you can show the overview of the various tabs that you have open. Remember, I use Windows, so not really important to me because, hey, now Command Option W, I can close all windows or just close the current window. You know how I go.
Show downloads command option L.
Use this a lot when I'm going to the downloads area and I want to find out the status of a download. Like I'm often downloading YouTube stuff to convert to MP3, and I need to find out its status. So this is something, a keystroke, definitely in my muscle memory.
Stop. Dim command period.
Never use stop because the page loads too fast for me to stop it for the most part. If it's something that's hung up from my server to the server I'm trying to connect to or the website I'm trying to connect to, I just close it, reopen it, or forget it.
Reload page command R.
Command
Romeo.
R, we all know that one. Command R, we want to refresh the page, reload it. That's how we would do it. Command R.
Reload with plugins.
If your page has plugins, you can reload the page with the plugins. A lot of times that's very useful to either do it or not to see if a particular plugin is stopping you from being able to get to the particular web page that you are trying to get to.
Actual size. Dim command 0.
All right, actual size of Safari, the normal size.
Zoom in command plus.
You can zoom in, low vision.
Zoom out command dash.
Zoom out.
Text encoding submenu.
Text encoding is not something that I use, but if you wanted to change to the various encoded text such as Japanese and Chinese and all that stuff, you can do it there. I'm English speaking, English reading for the most part, so I just keep it on English.
Enter full screen command control F.
And if
Foxtrot.
you wanted it full screen, you can do that as well.
Enter full screen command control F.
And that's
Foxtrot.
the bong.
History menu.
All right, history, another commonly used menu item for me. This is covering everything that has to do with where you've been on your computer in a variety of different ways. And each one I used different.
Show all history command Y.
I can show
Yankee.
all the history, which will be long. Remember, in preferences, you can have that set for a year or a variety of times, and then it'll automatically delete itself, or you can never have it deleted, and then you have a big ball of stored websites.
Back command left bracket.
You can go back a page.
Forward. Dim command right bracket.
Forward a page if I went back and then I needed to go forward, and it tells you command right bracket, command left bracket, forward back. That also works. Well, that's what it's for. To go back, forward, versus having to go to the toolbar and then go back and forward. Those are the keystrokes.
Home command shift H. Hotel.
Home, whatever you have set in your preferences as home, command shift H will get you there.
Search results snapback. Dim command option S.
All right,
Sierra.
if you were searching and you needed to go back to the searches that you had, that's when you would use that.
Recently closed submenu.
You got your recently closed items. Case A, I didn't mean to close that. Or hey, I'm looking for something that I closed recently and I need to get back to it.
Reopen last closed window command shift T.
Reopen the
Tango.
last close. That makes that a lot simpler. And notice it has a
Recent reopen last closed window command shift T.
command
Tango.
shift T to be able to get back to it.
Reopen all windows from last session.
All right. Reopen all windows from last session. Reminds me of Logic. It's like bringing up a particular project and all of the settings are already there. So if I had to close out for whatever reason and shut down the computer, come back to it, I can come right here and open up everything from the last session.
Fedora Outlier LLC. Better than consulting, teaching, and support.
All right. And that's where I'm at now on the Fedora website.
Page not found. Fedora Outlier Saturday, June 22nd.
All right.
Friday, June 21st, 2019. Submenu.
All right, and so you have the different dates now. So let's say if you wanted to go back to Friday and see what you were doing, or go to something that hey, I know I went to it on Friday, but I can't figure it out. You can go and find out where you were surfing at on a particular date. And I'm going to go down to dates.
Thursday, June 20th, 2000. Wednesday, June 19th. Tuesday, June 18th. Monday, June 17th. Clear history ellipsis.
Then you can clear the history.
Clear history ellipsis.
And that's the bong.
Bookmarks menu.
All right, here's the bookmarks. Things that you've saved, things that you bookmarked, and how to manipulate them. Again, a lot of them have various keystrokes, so you're able to use the keystrokes versus coming here, but you have to come here to know what the keystrokes are.
Show favorites.
You can show your favorite things that you've bookmarked.
Checkmark. Show frequently visited in favorites.
Your frequently visited items automatically show up under bookmarks.
Show bookmarks.
You can show the bookmarks, which again appears on your main Safari page.
Edit bookmarks. Command Option B.
This
Bravo.
is where you would go edit, and I actually need to do that because I have tons and tons of bookmarks that are out of date, things I don't need to know or do or navigate to anymore, but it's a task, and like anything, we put it off.
Add bookmark. Ellipsis. Command T.
We can add a
Delta.
bookmark very, very easily, and what you'll get is the title of the bookmark. In the edit field that comes up, you'll get where you want to save it to, which folder, or you can have it saved to the root folder. You can make notes, you can rename it, and you can hit done, and it'll appear wherever you said you wanted to have it placed.
Add bookmarks for these tabs. Ellipsis. Dimmed.
You can add bookmarks for particular tabs so that if you had tabs open and you wanted all whatever number of them to open up, then you can set multiple tabs as bookmarks.
Add bookmark folder.
The folder that we discussed, I have folders for music and stuff that I deem important, and a particular company that I'm working for and with as bookmarks. So those different things are not only saved in bookmarks, but they're saved in a particular folder under bookmarks.
Add to reading list. Command Shift T.
You can add
Delta.
that to the reading list that we discussed. I don't, because I do my reading kind of the way I'm teaching you now.
Add these tabs to reading list. Dimmed.
You can do the same thing with the tabs and add them to the reading list.
Select previous item in reading list. Dim. Command Option up arrow.
Self-explanatory.
Select next item in reading list. Dim. Command Option down arrow. The official Twitter text commands.
And then we get into the different things that I have in my root folder of bookmarks.
Tidbits Networking, Apple, Digitize Audio, Bible Study Soft, Voice Nation, Small Business, OpenDN, FreshBooks Log, Evernote Support, Customer Service, Favorites, Add to Buffer, Mobile Bookmarks, Submenu.
And then you have the different folders, which brings up the different things that are in those folders.
Telephone X, Important, Cigar Spit, iOS, The Big List, Wine Cellar, Case Club, Untitled, Music, Submenu.
All right. And so that's the music one that I was telling you about. It's a folder.
History, Bookmarks, Develop, Menu.
Develop, we're going to totally skip over that. This is something I can guarantee none of you guys use. I have it for one reason and one reason only, and this is why.
Open page with, Submenu.
Right there. Open page with. I'm on a page. It's not working very well in Safari.
Open page with Submenu. Basecamp.app 1.8 Evernote.fluid.app 1 Google Chrome.app 75.0.3770.100.
I'll open it up in Google Chrome. Super, super simple.
Develop menu. Develop. Window menu.
All right. And last but not least, we got the window. A lot of this you guys are already used to.
Minimize command zoom. Arrange tabs by Submenu. Show previous tab. Dim control shift. Arrange tabs by Submenu.
You can arrange tabs by.
Arrange tabs by Submenu. Title.
Website. That's it.
Show previous tab. Dim control shift tab.
Previous tab.
Show next tab. Dim control
next tab.
In tab.
In tab.
Move tab to new window. Dimmed. Merge all windows.
We can merge all the windows.
Mute this tab. Dimmed.
Can mute it. A visual thing.
Mute other tabs. Dimmed. Bring all to front.
We can bring it to the forefront.
Checkmark Fedora Outlier LLC. Better than consulting, teaching, and support.
What page you're on.
Bring checkmark Fedora. Login vertical line free conference call ht.com.
Other sites and windows that are open.
Login vertical line Lariat. Survival kit. Thank you. Social. Expert help for YouTube to MP3 converter. YouTube to MP3 converter.
Those are all the different sites. All right.
Close
so
button.
The only other things that I want to show you is the toolbar.
Close button. Toolbar.
Interact with that.
Into go back button.
You got the back button. Let's say I'm here and I do need to go back and I'm already in this area of VO spacebar.
Go forward. Dimmed button. Show the next page. Address and search button.
All right. Address and search. I actually need to remove that because I don't really use it.
www.fedorooutlier.com. Content selected. Address in search. Edit text. Has alternate items. Search or enter website name.
The button, and this is where you would go. I press Command L and I just end up here, so it doesn't really matter.
Address in search button. Favorites and frequently visited scroll area.
All right, we got our favorites and frequently visited, and we can take that out with a keystroke or place it in this area. This is where your sidebar, your bookmarks, anything that you enable and say show under the view menu, this is where it appears.
Downloads button. Address in search. Downloads. Sidebar button.
You can enable the sidebar.
Show/exit tab overview button. Share button.
Share.
Share button.
And again, most of that is done with the keystroke, so I don't really use it. So listen, if this has been helpful, if you have any questions on anything that I didn't go over, or go over it thoroughly, let us know, and we'll be happy to get your questions answered. So look out for part 3 of this 4-part series coming soon, and we got a special event coming July 2nd, 7 p.m. You'll get a notification on it, but it's for those who really want it. What is that? It's the empowerment. It's a mechanism by which individuals, groups, and communities gain mastery over their affairs. For me, my it was technology, and that allowed me to transform my life. And we're here to help you find your it with seven career paths that you can take, ranging from $16 an hour to $45 an hour. And we've taught individuals all around the world these variety of things so that they can become employed, self-sufficient, independent, and be empowered.
It can live. It can live.
So let's change the world. What's
Show
on the menu?
/hide preferences button.
Shut up. And let's change the world together.
End.